Alright, greetings fellow Brandmanians. This is Jim Packheiser. My Brandman handle is James, and this is my WebQuest project. It's called Time Travel Ambassadors, and it has to deal with social studies and history for the 5th grade, California Content Standards 5.1, 5.11, and 5.13, which is kind of a lot. I realize now that I'm done with the project, so this might take a little bit longer than a week, but it should be a lot of fun. And if I was going to describe it to the class, this is how I'd go about doing it. Start out by welcoming the class. Let them know that we have good news and bad news. The good news is that we've been selected to be time travel ambassadors. We're going to go back in time and visit the Pre-Columbian Native Americans in the United States. And each of us is going to travel in a group to a specific spot in the United States and develop great relations with the people that live there and our class. In order to do this, we first must do our own research so that we know which place we want to go and visit. So what's going to happen is we're going to go on the internet. So there's a WebQuest. So I'm going to provide you with websites, and you're going to provide me with research. And together we're going to come up with some pretty great ideas and some pretty great information. There's one major website. It's Mr. Don. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a little peek about what this looks like, just to give you a little bit of instruction. If you look at the main website, most of the areas that we're going to cover are on here. The woodlands, the plains, southwest, northwest are all on here. There's also another couple of websites that deal with the Nicenian people, the Maidu, that live in the Auburn area, which is where we live. And so we want to be able to know more about the people that lived here long before we did. Let's go back to the original section. So if you have questions that you need to be answered, could deal with the Southwest. Let's start with those guys. Southwest. And when you get to here, there's a whole number of links. Okay. And in these links is all the information you need to answer the questions that you need to answer with regards to each particular Native American nation. Click on all of these links, investigate, do your best. What I would stay away from down here is where it says for teachers and plus. This plus stuff right here has to do in more with generalities. This is more about the people of the Desert Southwest. Okay, does that make sense? Great. All right. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mr. Packheiser, where am I going to keep all this information? How am I going to log all this? Thought about that. Each of you will be provided with a Time Traveler's Journal. Okay, in this Time Traveler's Journal, you can do whatever you want with. On the outside, you want to color it, you want to draw pictures, you want to draw yourself scaling some desert plateau on the backside. That's totally cool. You can do with whatever you want. But on the inside, you've got to follow some pretty specific instructions. Okay, inside it says the official Time Traveler's Journal, Pre-Columbian Expedition 2012. So it's pretty serious business. Here, this journal belongs to, you're going to go ahead and write your name there. Later on in the project, when we get about halfway through, you're going to be assigned a group, your time travel group. It'll say you're traveling, who you're going to travel to visit, and who your traveling partners are. Okay, now to the question at hand. How do I answer the questions? Where am I going to write all this down? Let's start with the cliff dwellers and Pueblo people of the Desert Southwest. You'll find that heading in here, and it's in the instructions what you need to do. You find this title page. The first question, describe the climate and geography of the Desert Southwest. Where did the cliff dwellers and Pueblo people build their villages? What types of structures did they live in? Right here it says my findings. So your research through the web, you're going to go ahead and write all those notes down in here. Try to keep it organized, bullet points, numbers, squares, boxes, underline, whatever you need to do to make sure that you can understand this information at a later time. I went with a full-size page here. If you want to draw pictures, you can if you've got room. If not, I've left the back side of the page blank so that you can draw pictures on the back side if you'd like. Keep all that information that you find initially where it says my findings. Okay, once you've followed all the instructions, you go through all the geographic areas of the United States, you'll have something in my findings for every question. Once you've done that and you get an idea about the people who lived here before Columbus ever came here, you're going to write down your top 3 choices of where you'd like to visit. So you might say, hey, Great Plains, number 1, I'd like to go there. Or you might say, you know what, if I can't go there, Pacific Northwest seems really cool, really cool. Or if I can't go there, I think the Southwest would be great. I'll go to the Southwest. So put your top 3 choices in there. I'll do my best to get your number 1 choice, but you might end up with number 2. Sometimes number 3. We'll do our best to make sure, but you're going to have a good time regardless. Okay, Once you've been assigned a group, that's when you go through the time portal. You guys go together, you get in a group, get around a table, and you're going to discuss what you found under my findings with each other. Anything that one of your partners brings up that you didn't see, you go ahead and write it under new findings, so that each one of you in your group will have a totally solid understanding of everything that has to do with the people of the Desert Southwest, if that's where you're going. Does that make sense? Okay, great. Once you've got that all hashed out and everybody's on the same page and everybody's got a pretty good understanding of everything that's going on, you're going to get together and create a poster board presentation as a group, for which each one of you will be responsible for a specific part. Just up to you, whatever part you want to do. Your poster board presentation can include things like pictures, models, charts, or anything else you think would be useful to communicate what you've learned about the people that you visited to the rest of the class. You can include a live performance if you want, maybe a dance, maybe some food, that'd be great. Whatever you think is going to go ahead and communicate to us what you've learned on your journey. If you're giving the presentation, awesome, do your job. If you're listening to a presentation, go ahead and open your time travel journal to the new findings sections of whatever we're discussing. So if it comes to the group presentation on the Cliff Dwellers and Pueblo people of the Desert Southwest, and they're talking about the climate and the geography of the region, go ahead and open to that page in your time travel journal and write down anything new in there that you're discovering through the presentation. That way you'll get a really solid understanding of everything. Okay, once all of those are complete, each of you will write a short paragraph for me telling me whether or not you'd actually like to travel back in time and spend a year with the people of your choice. Once you just tell me if you'd like to go or not, give me at least 3 reasons why you'd like to do that, or like why you wouldn't want to do it. All right. I hope you enjoyed this journey. Let's have a good time and let's learn something. Thanks. Bye.